Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull told reporters on Tuesday he would give all Australians a say on whether same-sex marriage should be legal. "I'll be voting yes, as will my wife. I'm very open about that, but the Australian people are never wrong when they vote. Whether it's for governments or on matters like this, their vote will be respected," Turnbull said. Turnbull said the legislation would be reintroduced again this week, and if rejected a voluntary national postal vote would be held instead without parliamentary approval. Whether a plebiscite or a postal vote is held, Turnbull said it would be completed before the final sitting week of Australia's Parliament in November. Both options have been widely condemned by same-sex marriage advocates, who say a vote is unnecessary and expensive, while a polarising campaign would be traumatic for Australia's LGBT community. The opposition Labour Party has repeatedly called for a simple vote in Parliament to approve the same-sex marriage, which consecutive polls show most Australians support. "Our family and friends deserve better. Marriage equality is about real people, our friends and family, teammates and work colleagues who just want the same dignity as everyone else," Anna Brown, co-chair of the Equality Campaign, said in a statement. The latest attempt to resurrect the debate around same-sex marriage was triggered after a group of rebel politicians inside the government began a push to ditch the plebiscite as official government policy. A meeting of politicians in the Liberal Party was held on Monday, where it was decided there would instead be a renewed effort to formulate a national vote, followed by a postal vote, if it was unsuccessful. Nevertheless, the bill to fund the plebiscite is unlikely to pass the Australian Senate on its second attempt due to continued opposition from a range of parties. "Vows we can't make." The faces of Australia's same-sex marriage ban, Labour, Green, and some of the independent senators, as well, have given no signs they've changed their mind on it. John Warhurst, Emeritus Professor at Australian National University's School of Politics and International Relations, told CNN Monday. This leaves a postal vote the most likely option, but advocacy groups are promising to challenge that, local media reported. The issue is, can the government pay for a postal plebiscite in a constitutionally valid way? And I think there's serious questions about whether it can do that, Paul Kildea, director of the Referendums Project at the Gilbert plus Tobin Centre of Public Law, told CNN. Kildea said without parliamentary legislation to approve the expenditure, there could be questions around whether they had the statutory authority to carry it out. Finance Minister Matthias Cormann told reporters the cost of a postal vote would be $122 million. Both the plebiscite and the postal vote would not be binding on members of the Australian Parliament. Turnbull told reporters on Tuesday they had legal advice that the postal vote would stand up to any challenge in Australia's High Court. If the plebiscite is passed, Cormann said the vote would be held on November 25. Alternatively, if the government chooses to hold a national postal vote, Cormann said the ballots would hopefully start being delivered on September 12, for a decision by November 12. Australia is one of only a few English-speaking countries where same-sex marriage is not legal, lagging behind the United Kingdom, Canada, South Africa and the United States. Supporters of same-sex marriage carry banners and shout slogans as they march in Sydney on August 6. The plebiscite was first raised as a possibility at a meeting of the Liberal National Coalition in August 2015, where then Prime Minister Tony Abbott promised the national vote after the 2016 election. The coalition supports the traditional definition of marriage between a man and a woman. But we won't seek to bind people beyond this term of Parliament and in the next term. It will be the people's decision, Abbott said at the time. Commentators and same-sex marriage advocates at the time saw it as a move by Conservative Abbott to postpone the issue as long as possible.